stage. I'm just saying. This next guy, he's actually from the UK. Isn't that wonderful? Another British person. Please, you guys give a huge round of applause and screams. Take off your tops for James Harris.
Good evening. How you all doing? Very good. Alison Ordnung. Fantastic. My name is James Harris. I've been living in Berlin for 8 years. I came to Berlin as the first stop on a world tour. Haven't got any further. In fact, these days I rarely leave Kreuzberg, so it's quite exciting for me to come to Neukölln tonight. It is a little bit like Kreuzberg. Similarities in many respects. We have slightly better bike paths in Kreuzberg, if I may say so. Yeah, it's really nice to be here, and I'm really happy that you've all come out here, especially given the BVG strike. I think you deserve a big lot of congratulations for that. My name is James Harris. I'm an English language comedian in Berlin. I'm trying to figure out what I did wrong in a past life, which means that I would have to come and tell jokes in a country where this means that's funny. And this means that's the funniest thing I've ever heard in my life. Mario Barth sold out the Olympiastadion to 10,000 people. Was it just 10,000 Germans going? He's like, yeah, I knew this gig would be good. I have actually performed comedy in German as well. I just want to make clear at the beginning of the evening, ich spreche fließend Deutsch. Obwohl die Deutschen mir das nicht glauben. Nein, es wahr. Ich könnte das heute Abend alles auf Deutsch machen. Dativ, Akkusativ, Genitiv, alles perfekt, alles gelernt, dirty, das parat. Ich bin einsatzbereit auf Deutsch. But then even if I did that in perfect German, somebody would still come up to me after the performance and go, hey man, you made a good show. And I would say, Dankeschön. And he would say, yeah, we are really laughing to ourselves. I'm very confused about what language to speak in this country. Who here is learning German? Who's actually learning German? Oh, very good, very good. I presume you're intending to be here a long time then. I mean, if you want kids in the next 5 years, it's either kids or dirty das. There's no like that. So you don't get above. And to start you off, it's das Kind und die Familie. Und das Elternhaus wird man auch brauchen. I'm a little bit confused, because have any of you who are learning German, have you ever had this absurd experience where you are insisting as a learner of German on speaking German, and the person who is German is responding to you in English? Has anyone ever had this? Yeah. Right, my longest this has gone on, I call it a German off. And the longest it ever went on for me is an hour and a half. It's like Federer and Nadal, just going back and forth over the net. German phrase, English response. So I went to order a coffee. I was like, ich hätte ganz gern einen Kaffee. The guy goes, okay, I'll bring you here. And then my German, just to try and convince this person I was speaking with that I could speak German, my German was getting ever more complicated. Like, angesichts des vor mir stehenden Kaffees freut mich riesig. And he's like, yeah, he is a very good coffee. Anyway, I figured I actually had to win this game for anyone who's ever played it. About an hour and a half in this particular game, I thought, oh, forget it. I said, oh, forget it. If you want to, we'll just speak English. Turn around, nein, in Deutschland muss man Deutsch reden. I think that's a victory on points for me in that particular interest. So I like to perform comedy in English to German audiences. And one of the really funny things about German audiences, as I notice, is they don't really heckle. They don't heckle like English audiences. English audiences shout like, oh, you're rubbish. German audiences, they just shout out facts. they shout out facts that they know. So I heard someone doing a joke the other day about Neukölln. Said, yeah, so, kennen Sie den Bürgermeister von Neukölln? And someone shouted out, heißt Heinz Dombrowski. That's like a German heckle. It's a bit of additional information. It's not intimidating, it's just because we have a bit of a laugh and we have to learn something as well. You know, we can't just waste time by spending 50 minutes laughing at jokes. Come on. We should at least learn who the Bürgermeister von Neukölln is. And so I'm going to give you the chance, particularly the Germans here, because I'll let you in on a little secret. Comedians love being heckled. So I'll give you the little chance to heckle me, any Germans, now at this part of the evening. Have you got anything to say?
You're rubbish!
That sounded like an American accent to me. But if you are in fact an American comedian in Berlin, I would advise you to go and try it in LA, because if you were so good, you probably wouldn't be here. And neither would I. Yeah. So heckling in German, having responses to heckle. And what I think is really interesting is because I like German comedy. A lot of Germans like English comedy, but a lot of English comedy, I have to say, I'm not going to apologise, but it's very nasty about Germans, very cruel about Germans. There's one joke English people love to make about Germans, and that's that at hotel resorts, they get up early and they put their towels on the deck chairs. English people, this really annoys us. In fact, it's the worst thing you can do in English society. It really offends English people. In fact, I believe that's why we fought 2 world wars, because we wanted our deck chairs back. It also annoys us that anyone would get up that early on holiday. So, and there's always these like clips of English comedians really cracking on the Germans, just going, Germans are rubbish. I was in Germany recently and it was rubbish. I think Bratwurst is rubbish. I think German music is rubbish, apart from Kraftwerk. But everything else is rubbish, right? And then I look at these clips on YouTube because I'm interested in it. It's kind of my line of work. And I look at these clips on YouTube and I read the comments under the videos of these English comedians. And the first one, it always says like, God save the Queen is the name of the username. And he says, this is all true, with a U and then 3 E's. Germans with 2 S's is rubbish. And then the next comment is like, Nick Griffin 123. And it says, yeah, Germans suck. We should fight another war. God save Queen, love England. Chills later. And then the next comment is like Stuttgart 1974. And it says, I am German and I think this is hilarious. And the English is always right for that bit as well. Yeah, so what the BVG did today is apparently a Warnstreik. That translates as a warning strike. I don't know what the BVG are going to do next. Like set fire to a bus. Like, das war nur die Warnung. Jetzt kommt der richtige Streik. Und wir setzen die ganze Verkehrsmittel in Flammen. So that's just a warning. I think they should have built that. Warnstreik is not good. And if I was going to be a consultant for changing German words, I would like have Schnippchenstreik. Like, you're the one person who speaks German, I imagine. Thank you for coming. Glad someone understood that. It's like a taster strike. It's like, did you like the strike? Would you like a longer strike? We can go 12 hours, 2 days, you can't get anywhere. And if it's deeper winter, you can't even ride your bike. We're the BVG, we're fucking with your life. Like for example, that would be, and another German word I'd like to change is Ausländer. I don't like the word Ausländer at all. I think we should change it in German to Freunde, die wir noch nicht kennengelernt haben. Yeah, that's all. Well, it's just potential friends. Potential friends. Yeah, I'm coming to the end of my set. I'd just like to thank Paul for having me and everyone having me. And obviously, nice that a giant skull was put on the piano, as I requested, because that reminds me that my time is running out in this set and on this earth. I think, just to go back to being an Ausländer, how many people here are an Ausländer? You realise that if you're going to live in this country and learn Dirty Das, that's a different language. DD is actually the German translation of the English rock group VD. In case you didn't, well, it could be there, I don't know. You will have to pay Ausländersteuer, which is a certain amount of money you will have to give up every year because you're a stupid foreigner. And one of the things is Germans don't really understand, just to finish off tonight, Germans don't really understand like self-deprecating humour. Like if you say like, oh, ich bin Ausländer, like in England we might say, oh, I'm an idiot. But if you tell that to Germans, they will literally think you're an idiot. You say that to Joe, oh, ich bin Idiot, Hans will be like, oh. Kannst du weitermachen? And then like kommt Dieter, hi Hans. Hans sagt, hey Dieter, James, wer ist denn Idiot? Dieter's like, oh yeah, schwer für dich, oder? Okay, that's my set for tonight. Thank you very much. I just want to leave you with one more joke, which you can think about. It's a little bit of advice my father gave to me when I was younger. I was sitting at his knee, and he looked at me and he said, James, one thing in life is important. You have to be ambiguous. I don't know what he meant by that. Still thinking about it, really. Thank you very much. Good night.